A lot of people don't know that the summer before I was going to go into high school, I was pretty much taken from my home in the middle of the afternoon. I will tell you what happened at the time, and I will tell you what I've learned since, and I will try to keep it very brief. Um, it was a family member, and they came and they said we were going to go and stay with them. We would be there for just a few weeks until school started. They were going to help my mom, who was a single mom, get some school supplies and things together, give her a break. They'd bring us back before school started. Well, that turned into 4 very long years, and that turned into strange and abusive years. We went to this house, and everything seemed to be, fine. It wasn't unusual for us to go and visit and stay and to hang out with them. I mean, they were close relatives, and I just started getting nervous or wondering what was going on when it was getting time for school, and we were picking out school clothes, but they kept referring to we would like our new school. I don't know. I just had a feeling I wasn't going home. Just had a feeling I wasn't going home. And I remember it was a few days after that my grandparents, my mother's parents, came over, and they lived in the same town as these people, and came over when we were beating on the doors and trying to get in and saying we'd been kidnapped. And I have to honestly say that's kind of what it felt like at the time, and didn't know why they would keep us from my mom and all this stuff. And their version of the story was that, see, my dad never paid child support. My dad just did not like my mom, did not care that he had kids, did not pay child support. And you would have to go and hunt him down to pay child support. And these people in my family had 3 biological children. Then they had 2 more children they took in, and I think they were starting to have some struggles in the financial area, and they worked out a deal with my dad that if they could get us from my mom, he would pay them child support. And and then they came and they took us in the middle of the afternoon. Some people say that she knew about it, was supposed to have told us about it. Their version now is that Child Protective Services was fixing to step in and take us, and that my mom turned to them and said, will you take these kids? And she didn't have the heart to tell us, or never did tell us, and so it just went down the way it went down. But that couple of weeks turned into 4 very long and difficult years. I will talk about different parts of it in different videos, but it was abusive, and it was a lot of mind games, and really I think it started out with the best intentions, but it went bad really fast. And the saddest part about it was, one day looking out the window, my mother, who keeps swearing that we were taken and taken and taken from her, pulls up and throws our things out the window of her car and drives away. And that was hard. That's when I knew we weren't taken, and if we were taken, she knew where we were, and she wasn't coming back to get us. And it became very strange because even the grandparents that lived in the same town weren't around. And my uncle, who was another relative in the town, didn't come around. And it's like we were all in the same place, but very isolated. And my mother didn't care, and my father didn't care. They had to chase him down for years to get child support. And we actually were treated as if we were just money pawns. That's how it felt. That's what it was. There was a lot of abuse. There's a lot of things I still struggle with. I wake up still at night with nightmares trying to get out of that house. I would go to school on the school bus and be almost home from school and literally be sick to my stomach, not knowing what I would be walking into that day. And I'll go more in depth into that later. But yes, when I was 12 years old, I essentially was taken from my mom. This was right after... No, I'm sorry. I'm a total liar. I would have been about 14 years old, because there was 2 years from the time my mom left, from the time my dad left and my grandmother died, to the time that my aunt and uncle took us, because they just couldn't any longer deal with what they were hearing and what they were thinking was going on, and they needed the money. Flat out, they needed the money. So they took us, and I'll explain more of that in other videos. You can put it together for yourself. Not trying to hurt anybody or divulge secrets, but it's my life. I'm dealing with it, and I'm putting it on tape so my kids know about it. I'm sure people have had worse. This is just my story. Thanks. Bye.